So identifying what are your core values, and then identifying who are the people that are going to put up a mirror and show you. And I'm like, okay, cool, let's work. I'm telling you, within 2 weeks, I had my first closing request. And it was like a steamroll came in, and I never took the time, nor did I make the time to do any due diligence on, now this guy I'm about to lay in bed with, but like on the process, the transactions themselves. And by the way, I'm surrounded by attorneys. My mentors, my friends, and yes, even my parents are not attorneys. So I could have gone to any number of people to ask for help. And I realized now I didn't ask for help because I didn't want to know the answers. I was so focused on getting the client. It's Christmas Eve. It's 8 o'clock. We've just drank eggnog. You can hear the Christmas music. You can smell the Christmas tree. The kids have just made Christmas cookies for Santa. And I go into my kids' bedroom to make them sleep. So they used to share a bedroom, and Maya was in her crib, and Kyler was in his toddler bed. And I was sitting on the glider. Do you guys remember this? Anyone know about this? Yeah. So I was sitting on the glider, and I was singing my children to sleep. It's nostalgic for me. It's the same lullaby that my parents used to sing to me. So I'm singing to my children, I'm sitting in the glider, and as I'm singing to my children, I look down at my BlackBerry. Do you guys remember those? Yeah, so this is how long ago this was. So I'm looking at my BlackBerry, and an email pops in. Okay, so first question. Who expects me to answer this email even look at my BlackBerry on Christmas Eve at 8 o'clock? Anybody think I should be answering this email? I see a lot of women saying yes. I'm a mother, and I pride myself on customer service. Right, so I'm going to distinguish myself from every other attorney, because I've got to keep this client, and make him happy, by answering emails on Christmas Eve as I'm sitting my children to sleep. So, an email pops in, and in the email is 2 lines that said, buyer to receive $72,000 for rental guarantee. I don't know about you guys, that's a lot of money. So immediately in my gut, I was like, oh, is that a salary budget? I was like, okay, this isn't good. So there was an attachment to the email, and within 2 seconds I forwarded the email. So now why do I forward this email when clearly my gut doesn't feel right? And so my attorney said to me, I know you, I've known you for 20 years. I know you didn't walk into this planning a crime. You're a really good person. But here's the thing, as an attorney, you had a fiduciary duty to do more. To listen to your gut, to ask the questions that you didn't ask, and not doing something is still doing something wrong. We live in a world where silence just feels like it's okay. But every one of you is a fiduciary professional. And you have the obligation to recognize that not doing something is still doing something wrong. But all I could do was surrender. Yes, of course, I had to physically surrender, but I literally had to surrender. Which for me meant I had to let go of ego, because man, was I trapped in ego. What will people think? What will people say? What will people think about me? What will my reputation be like after this? Man, does anybody ever think of these things? Don't we think about this all the time? So I had to let go of ego, because ego is a trap. And I did not have a choice. I had to just let go because it was going to absolutely overcome me. And I was getting ulcers. So I had to let go of ego, I had to let go of control, because I am, by the way, if you ask my ex-husband, he'll tell you, I'm a control freak. And now I was about to enter a period of my life of total uncertainty and no control. Where am I going to sleep? What am I going to eat? What will I be wearing? Who will I be with? Will I be safe? I just let go of fear because God was on top of fear. I was so scared I mean, I was scared about like what's gonna happen after this, but I was scared about going to prison. And I had to let go of judgment. So we are our own worst critics. And I was passing so much judgment on myself until I could forgive myself. Now I'm voluntarily choosing to go to county jail to go testify in this case. So they put me in an armored van, they handcuff and they shackle me with a waist chain, strip me, put all the things. And I get in the armored van, and as I'm driving to county jail, what's going on in my head is, I don't belong with those women. I'm an attorney, I'm educated, I don't belong with them. And I got there, and I ended up spending 23 days with these women. And the woman above me was a prostitute heroin dealer. The woman next to me was a homeless person who had been selling drugs. And above her, a 24-year-old prostitute. And I could have never before, I would have never told them that. And I absolutely would have passed judgment on them. And I spent 23 days cooking, eating, praying, crying, sleeping, getting into a bathroom. And I learned, how dare I pass judgment? We are so quick to judge others, but but for the grace of God, they will. Because we are all just drops from the same ocean, living in a flawed human existence, trying to figure it out, trying to make ends meet, trying to raise our families and be successful in our businesses. I used to keep a gratitude journal there that one of my friends sent to me a few weeks later. And I had never done this practice of writing in a gratitude journal. I don't know if some of you have, but I started writing this gratitude journal. So literally every morning, the guards would walk by at 5:45 for count, and I would wake up, and the first thing I would do, before getting up to go to the bathroom, before getting down from my bunk, is I would get up, turn my nightlight on that I got from commissary, and I would pull that gratitude journal onto my lap, and I would write in my gratitude journal. 3 things I'm grateful for, 3 affirmations, and 3 things that would make today great. So these are 2 of my pages from the day before and the day of Christmas. I wasn't with my family or my children. And I made a choice to find gratitude. I challenge you and I invite you to find gratitude. Because it's a strategy that helps us rise through